Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's June 25th, 2018. I'm out by the central garden, and just about 99% of the plants look like they're doing great so far. And Tim, I haven't forgotten, I still want to find my infrared thermometer so I can tell you accurate temperatures of the surface of the weed mats and the soil below it. And the plants seem to be doing pretty well so far. However, after that hot spell we've had a rather cool spell. Yesterday we got some rain and the plants are doing pretty well. There's probably one tomato that I'm going to have to replace with one of the other tomatoes. And so today I went out back with the trailer and got some of the tomato cages out and some of the rebar. And I'll put a link in the upper right hand corner to a video I created, I think it was last year or the year before, with me creating these tomato cages out of concrete reinforcing mesh, the stuff that comes in a roll that you can get at your you can either get it at a concrete supply place or you can pick it up at Home Depot or Lowe's or some other similar supply chain. So the other thing that I'm using are rebar. They're 20-foot lengths that I cut into 4 pieces. They're 1/2-inch rebar, and I put them down about 1 to 2 feet depending on how firm the soil is. Because we get high winds here, it's really helpful to keep these in place. And the last thing that I use with installing these tomato cages are reusable zip ties or wire ties. They're a thicker dimensional. They're the ones that I first discovered when I started using the tree guards, which work extremely well. So, and you can probably get 3 seasons out of these. The UV light does break them down over time, and the temperature variances do as well. But I've easily gotten 2 seasons out of all of these zip ties so far. And mostly 3 seasons. So I don't know how much longer some of these will last because I've reused them that are 3 years old this season so far. Some broke, but probably 95% of them are still good. And I'll put a link below in the description. It'll be an affiliate link through Amazon. Whenever you click on those links, it doesn't cost you anything more, but it helps us out with the projects we have going on and helps me to get some support through YouTube as well. So what I'm going to do is set up the camera so you can see me setting up these tomato cages. Basically, I just set the cage around the tomato plant, put it in the center. I'm going to take the rebar and not poke holes through the weed fabric itself. I'll put it in right in line with where the 2 edges of the weed fabric meet each other, similar to where the plants are coming out of the soil. The drip tape is right in that area, so I got to be very mindful of where the location of the drip tape is so I don't damage that and create a leak in that area as well. So without any further ado, I'll go ahead and set up the camera and you can see the process. Hey folks, well I just finished getting all the tomato support cages installed, 2 rows of them. All the tomatoes that are spaced on 2 foot on center with these tomato cages that are 2 feet in diameter. It works out pretty well because I have a rebar on each side of every tomato cage, and each rebar, except for the ends, it is attached by those releasable zip ties to both cages on each side. So 1 rebar, 2 tomato cages. It ties the whole system in very well together. We don't have the cages tipping over like we used to have in the past. This system seems to work really well. The only difference this year is using the weed mats with the way that we're doing it, and I've already posted a video about using this non-burning weed mat system that we're using that's covering the paths as well, trying to even reduce further reduction of weeding as it needed throughout the season. There will be trimming of the tomato plants throughout the season, and usually we just drop those in the ground, but we'll probably be bringing a bucket along and doing that as we can. But it all depends on how busy we get throughout the season. So I hope this video was somewhat helpful and informative, and it's a good way of, I think it's worked out very well. This is our best tomato support system that we've developed so far. And I just hope it gives you some ideas of things that you can do. If you have comments on using systems like this or other systems that work extremely well, please leave them in the comments below. Appreciate it a great deal. If you have any questions, please ask the questions. If this is of value, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit that bell icon if you want to be notified when we post another video. And by all means, folks, have a fantastic day. Bye-bye now.